Why Russell Westbrook needs to be traded now. In today's video, we'll discuss why the Los Angeles Lakers should trade Russell Westbrook as soon as possible. But before we start, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Russell Westbrook was one of the most talked about players in the NBA last season, for all the wrong reasons. He would commit awful turnovers and air balls that had the sports media going insane. He averaged 18.7 rebounds and 7 assists, which doesn't look bad until you look at his percentages. Westbrook shot 28% from the three-point line, but honestly, that's not that surprising. He's never been a good shooter from deep. In fact, he shot under 29% 4 times in his career. His highest three-point percentage came in 2016 when he shot 34% from 3 for the Oklahoma City Thunder. To put how bad of a shooter he is into context, he and the Greek Freak shot the same percentage on almost identical attempts per game. And it gets much worse. Westbrook is a terrible free throw shooter, which is odd because from 2008 to 2016, he shot over 80% from the line, becoming one of the best free throw shooting point guards in the league. Last season, he shot 66% from the free throw line, and again, to put it into context, Giannis, a power forward, shot 72% from the free throw line. At no point should a supposedly premier point guard be shooting with the same efficiency as a power forward, even if he is a pretty good one at that. And believe it or not, it still gets worse from there. He was a turnover machine, ending the season with 295 turnovers, which placed him second behind Trae Young. While Westbrook's defense wasn't terrible, it was still mediocre at best. So now the Lakers have a point guard who can't shoot threes, shoot free throws, take care of the basketball, or even defend. Not great for a guy making $44 million per year, the third highest paid point guard in the NBA. It's easy to see why Lakers fans were disappointed. We're not entirely blaming Russell for the Lakers' terrible season because he definitely had his good moments. Last season, there were times when he looked like prime Westbrook in transition and showed he was still lightning quick and could finish over defenders. He also assisted some beautiful dump-off passes to big men or cutters under the basket. The problem was his bad and good plays were stacked right on top of each other almost nightly. He would finish a nice layup and then commit 2 back-to-back turnovers in under a minute. He struggled heavily with consistency and pace. Unfortunately, it wasn't just his on-court play that garnered him backlash from media and the fans alike. It was his failure to accept responsibility for his actions that rubbed Laker fans the wrong way. For example, when the Lakers faced off against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and although they came out victorious, Westbrook still turned over the ball 9 times, with 7 being in the first half alone. Russell had this to say after, quote, "I missed some shots. That's part of the game. I'm allowed to miss shots. I can do that like any other player. I can do that. I can turn the ball over too. I can do that. That's all part of the game." While there was some truth in what he said, it wasn't the answer Lakers Nation was expecting, and they would have rathered he just said he had a bad game and that he would do better the next time. Fast forward to the beginning of the offseason, and many were sure he would get traded immediately. Of course, a trade failed to materialize, and now new Lakers head coach Darvin Ham is tasked with fixing him. After the Lakers traded for Patrick Beverley, many thought that meant Russell Westbrook's days in Hollywood were numbered. Over the course of the offseason, it became clear that Los Angeles wanted them both on the same team, even after their past and recent altercations. During the offseason, Westbrook made headlines again. During 2 separate occasions in a game versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, Westbrook seemed to purposely ignore his teammates. First, Westbrook appeared to have a different pregame ritual than the rest of the Lakers, who gathered together for a pregame huddle in their warm-up sweats as Westbrook toweled himself off. And then in the third quarter, it looked like Westbrook was waving off Patrick Beverley's attempts to call for a group huddle on the court to discuss defensive strategy during a stoppage in play. Although he spoke on the situation, it didn't change the fact that it was a terrible look for the team. Chemistry was a big problem for them last season, so for this to happen at the beginning of a new season is disheartening to say the least. While it's only the preseason, he hasn't played particularly well either. Versus the Phoenix Suns, he went 4 of 12 from the field and 2 of 5 from the free throw line, only hitting 40%. To his credit, he did shoot 2 of 4 from 3, but also had 4 turnovers in just 21 minutes. In the Lakers' next game versus the Timberwolves, Russell shot 3 for 6 from the line and was 0 for 2 from the 3, while adding another 3 turnovers. The Lakers as a whole are actually starting to look like a team this season. showing great ball movement, playing solid defense, and the shooters are constantly moving off the ball, creating a decent flow in their offense. LeBron James is in impeccable shape, and even Anthony Davis is looking like his former self. Not to mention the role players have been quite impressive as well. Austin Reeves, Kendrick Nunn, Thomas Bryant, and even the rookie Max Christie are showing a lot of promise moving forward. But it could all be ruined by Russell Westbrook, and that's exactly why he should be traded immediately. We're not saying he's the worst player in the world or even the worst player on this team, but he just doesn't fit within the Lakers organization. They're bringing him off the bench, but it doesn't seem to make much of a difference. The numbers are still the same. Not to mention, how long do you think a player of Westbrook's stature will tolerate coming off the bench? This will most likely result in a trade by the deadline. But what teams want Westbrook? Our guess? No one. That's why teams are demanding that the Lakers add in their 2 future first-round picks. The Lakers are hesitant to give up their picks, and that's honestly the only reason why he's still on the team. Russell knows that, and may explain his distant behavior in the preseason. He knows the Lakers are, or at least were, trying to trade him. He definitely has the right to feel a certain way towards the Lakers organization. With the Lakers in win-now mode, they don't just want anybody in return, they want players who can actually help them reach their goal of winning a championship. So here are a few of our more likely trade scenarios. The Lakers send Westbrook along with their 2027 first-round pick to the Charlotte Hornets for Gordon Hayward and Mason Plumlee. This trade works great for both teams and is probably one of the most realistic trades out there. Starting with the Lakers, they would of course be giving up Westbrook, who hasn't been the best on and off the court, and would be receiving Gordon Hayward and Mason Plumlee. Last season, Gordon Hayward averaged 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists while shooting 39% from 3 on 4.5 attempts per game. He'll be able to provide the Lakers with much needed scoring from all 3 levels, while also being a pretty good off-ball player. The reasons why he would work so well with LeBron James is because he's a very high IQ player that always makes himself available on the offensive end. He's a good cutter who knows exactly when to slash to the basket. Plus, he's a great free throw shooter and even shot 84% from the free throw line last season. One of his only downsides is how susceptible to injury he is. The 32-year-old has only played 93 games in the past 2 seasons combined. Given the Lakers' history with injuries, it would definitely be a pretty big risk. Mason Plumlee. The 7-foot, 10-year center would be a near-perfect fit for the Lakers. He's a tough, rugged player who can grab rebounds, set hard screens, and is underrated at being a roll man. He does everything you need him to do, and then some. Plumlee is also one of the most underrated big man passers in the NBA. He's averaged over 3 assists per game over the past 2 seasons. The Lakers already have quite a few big men in Anthony Davis, Thomas Bryant, and Damian Jones, but he's a better player than at least 2 of those guys. Another plus, he stays healthy and durable and has played over 70 games 7 times in his career. The next trade? We've all heard this one hundreds of times by now, so we won't spend much time on it. Send Westbrook and 2 future first-round picks to the Indiana Pacers for Miles Turner and Buddy Hield. For the Lakers, you would obviously be getting an elite rim protector in Turner, and a front court of Turner and Davis would be insane on the defensive end. As for Buddy Hield, he'd be a perfect fit given he's one of the best 3-point shooters in the NBA. The reason this move hasn't been done yet is because the Lakers front office is hesitant to cast away their 2 future first-round picks. What's clear, though, is that teams don't want Westbrook and would only buy him out if he were to land on their team. It's painfully apparent that future picks will have to be involved in any trade the Lakers are looking to make moving forward. For the final trade, send Westbrook along with the 2027 first-round pick and 2025 second-round pick to the San Antonio Spurs for Josh Richardson and Doug McDermott. With the Spurs being in rebuild mode, the 2 picks would be amazing for them. Whether they play or send Westbrook home doesn't really matter. As for the Lakers, they'd be getting a great defender in Josh Richardson and a good 3-point shooter in Doug McDermott. Richardson has a similar play style to former Laker Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who was one of the biggest contributors during their championship run in 2020. He's also a decent playmaker and a pretty good shooter. He even shot 41% from 3 last season on 4 attempts per game. While Doug is statistically one of the worst defenders in the league, he still shoots 41% from deep for his career. Playing him for about 18 to 20 minutes in a game could certainly do the Lakers more good than bad. All in all, what do you guys think? Should Russell Westbrook be traded or should the Lakers keep him? Let us know in the comments section below. Did you enjoy the video? If so, hit the like button and subscribe to NBA Swish for more amazing NBA content like this. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.